Hello world, boyfriend back with another booty bonanza. It's been a while and as you can see, we're somewhere else. I'm not on the couch. I thought it might be easier to do it in the office for me personally. And I know it's not the most appealing background. Woo, door. But I can look how close I can get to the camera now. Oh yeah, so I can really show you guys what I got. Okay, so let's get this going. First off, I found this awesome Game Boy Color case. You see that? These are always fun to pick up when you stumble across them. And just to show you, I've already put my Game Boy Color inside. See, you got the Game Boy Color, the link cable, and some extra cases as I have a surplus of them. But yeah, these are always fun to run across in the wild, and it's a good place to store your Game Boy instead of just in a box in a closet somewhere, which is how most of my systems are stored. Okay, on to some games. I got a lot of fun stuff, a lot of variety this time, and I'm very excited to show it. Let's start off with this guy. It is, remember this? Let's see if you guys remember these. It's an official US PlayStation Magazine demo disc, huh? You guys remember these? These things were friggin' sweet. So you would get an issue of PlayStation Magazine and you'd get a demo disc a lot of times. I don't know if it was every month or whatever. In fact, I don't even know how many demo discs there are. Obviously, there's 18 at least, and this was March of 1999. But you would have playable demos and non-playable demos. So this has Siphon Filter, Bust a Groove, Shadow Madness, Street Skater, No One Can Stop Mr. Domino, that classic, Akuji the Heartless, and Fisherman's Bait. Never even heard of that one. But anyway, these are really cool, and I have some fond memories of playing the demo discs. I remember playing Parappa the Rapper for the first time on that, and Intelligent Cube. So it was a fun way to discover games. And I think I'm going to try a little subset, if you will, of the PlayStation demo discs when I run across them. I'd like to get them all. I think they're neat, fun little oddities for a game collection. Okay, now let's do some Super Nintendo. I haven't got a whole lot of crazy, awesome Super Nintendo games, but I've continued knocking off a lot of commons that I need. And the first of which is NFL Quarterback Club 96. So, not to brag or anything, but there's NFL Quarterback Club and NFL Quarterback Club 96. There's two Quarterback Club games on the Super Nintendo, and I have them both, which means subset complete. You know, I love my sports games endorsed by athletes, and this is Emmitt Smith football. You know, I haven't really played any of these games. I don't know if they're any good. Yeah. Oh, and Cal Ripken Jr. baseball, huh? I think I'm running out of sports games that are endorsed by athletes. Champions World Class Soccer. ESPN National Hockey Night. And again, can't say much about these, haven't really played them. ESPN put out a few games, or at least put their name on a few games. ESPN Speed World. Racing game. A non-sports game. The Page Master. You guys remember this game? Or this movie, I suppose? Macaulay Culkin, Christopher Lloyd. This was always a fun time. Game is terrible. This game I actually already own. NHL Stanley Cup. Why did I get it? It has a nice clean label. But that's not why I got it. No, it's because it has this on the back. Not for resale, demo game only, property of Nintendo. What does that mean? How many of these are there? Are there different games that are like this? Why does this have the sticker on it? So many questions surrounding this NHL Stanley Cup game. Can any of you out there in internet world answer that for me? I would like to know. Thank you very much in advance. Daffy Duck, The Marvin Missions. This is one of the last Looney Tunes games for the Super Nintendo I need. I believe the last one I need is Acme Animation Factory. I think. Capcom Soccer Shootout. This is an uncommon game, as a lot of or not a lot, but a few of the soccer games tend to be. And I have to be getting close to the end of the soccer games, actually. And here's another one. Elite Soccer. Another uncommon soccer game. If you see it, pick it up. And then this one, Bust a Move by Taito. Now, as you can see, this has a kind of a damaged label, and I don't normally get this, but this is a game that I never, ever find with a good label. the label's always damaged, and I've passed on it so many times I can't even count, but it's getting fewer and far between that I see this game, and I've learned my lesson in the past when you do that, so I figured, you know what, I'm just going to pick up the game, and if I find a good label down the road, I'll label upgrade, but I feel like this game's getting harder to find, so I wanted to pick it up. Only a couple more games, and I got them because they came with the manual. First of which is Chess Master. Yeah, actually, I really enjoy chess. I'm a big fan, and I know P2, if you're watching this, you're a chess fan as well. You know, we should get a match going, huh? What do you think about that? I'd have to brush up on my skills. Haven't played in a while, but maybe I could brush up with Chess Master and the manual. Boy, this was a letdown. Warlock. Yeah, you guys ever played this? It's based on that horror film from the late 80s, early 90s. I remember the sequel more than this one, but I tell you, the game is terrible. It wants to be a cool platformer, run and gun-esque type game, and it fails big time. But for the collection's sake, I needed it, and that's why I got it. Okay, and that's it for Super Nintendo games. Like I said, nothing crazy, but a lot of good stuff checked off the old common list. I got a Sega Genesis game. I'm very excited to show. I've been looking for this one for a while, and actually I got this one to show how long I've been building up all this crap. I got this way at the beginning of October for Halloween, because it was Halloween season at the time, and now Halloween is long since passed. What is the game? Splatterhouse 2. Love it. I have more memories with Splatterhouse 3 growing up, but this game is awesome, and I think is generally perceived, I could be wrong, as the more favorite, more liked, what is the word I'm looking for? The more popular game between the two on the Sega Genesis. But I'm very happy I got that. And then I got another Game Boy game that I've been looking for a long time. You never see this. Contra Alien Wars. So this is a port of the Super Nintendo game, obviously. And these Contra games on the Game Boy are really fun, because come on, Contra on the go, how can you go wrong? I love Contra on the go, and we'll get back to that in just a moment. I got a PSP game. Yep, got another PSP game, my ever-expanding PSP library. I think I'm up to 5 games now. And can you guess which game I got? Well, if you guessed My Spanish Coach, you're correct. Yes, I am obsessed with educational games on video games systems. If you saw For the Win way back in the day, and I did the Miracle Piano, I love, and I did keep up with that for a while. Of course, we moved, and I don't really have a proper setup for it again, but I do look forward to getting back to the Miracle Piano. But I got My Spanish Coach on PSP. Now, I live in Southern California. It's a pretty good idea to learn some Spanish if you're going to live in Southern California. I've never been bilingual. I've always wanted to be bilingual, and heck, Spanish is as good of a language as any other to learn, especially, as I mentioned, living in Southern California. Now, this isn't going to make you fluent by any means, no, but it will teach you a lot of words, and it'll keep you working at it. You know, it keeps it current. You don't always put yourself in a situation where you can use Spanish. This is a good way to do that. And my Spanish is improving. I believe in the game I am now at a 2nd grade level, not to brag, but I'm going to pat myself on the shoulder for that one. Okay, got a GameCube game. Now, this is a collection of games, and I got it for one game specifically, and that is Sonic CD. So this, of course, is the Sonic Gems collection for the GameCube, and it's kind of, they had 2 collections for the GameCube for Sonic games. You had the Mega Collection, which kind of had all the proper Sonic games, and this is all the leftovers, or the crappy games, really. It's all the games that nobody really likes, except for Sonic CD. That has got to be the best one on this, this disc. But there is some other interesting games that are worth checking out. Let's see, Sonic the Fighters, which is an arcade fighting game, pretty interesting. Of course, the infamous Sonic Saturn racing game, Sonic R, which is absolutely terrible. But another cool thing is it has all 6 Game Gear games, which aren't supposed to, there's a couple okay ones in there, but they aren't generally well-received games. But nonetheless, it's neat. If you've ever wanted to try them out, all 6 are on this collection. So yeah, it's a fun little collection to have, and I'm really excited to play Sonic CD. I don't have a Sonic, or I don't have a Sonic. I don't have a Sega CD, and I've always wanted to play Sonic CD, so I'm excited to jump into that. And then for the rest of the games, I got a bunch of DS games. I've been very handheld heavy lately. I've been really getting into playing all my handheld games, going through my backlog of DS games that I own, or Game Boy games, whatever. And I have been in a big DS mood. So I have five, count them, DS games to show you, and all of them are super fun, and I recommend them all. The first is Dragon Ball Z Attack of the Saiyans. I'm trying to not get any glare. Dragon Ball Z Attack of the Saiyans. So this is actually a lot of DBZ games are fighting games, but I'm not a big fighting game guy. This, however, is an RPG. It's awesome. I have only played the first 20 minutes or so, but I'm loving it. It's really easy to jump into, and I'm not a huge RPG guy either, but I love DBZ, and I want more DBZ content in video games that isn't a fighting game. So I'm loving this. I'm having a really fun time playing it. And yeah, DBZ Attack of the Saiyans. Now, as I showed before, I had Contra III, Alien Wars. I said we were going to get back to some handheld Contra, and here we go. Contra IV on the DS. Holy crap. You guys played this game before? This game friggin' rules. Not only is it an amazing game, it's a proper sequel to Contra 3, same sprite-based art style. There's so many unlockables in this game. So at first, okay, let me rewind to the game first, Contra 4. So a lot of people get turned off on DS games, I think, because of the dual screens. Can be a little gimmicky at times. And I always wondered, is Contra 4 going to be good using the dual screens? It works perfectly. Let me tell you right now, it's amazing. Besides the side-scrolling levels, you have the vertical levels, like the waterfall, which is really fun. And then the side-scrolling levels, it almost gives you like two options. Do you want to go the top route or the bottom route? Really fun. Makes boss battles really fun. Can't recommend the game itself enough, but there's more. This game keeps getting better. And it's all the unlockable content. There's all these challenges you can beat. And then when you beat the challenges, you unlock even more content. And get this, you get not one, but both original Nintendo Contra games as unlockables. The full game. So Contra and Super C you can unlock on this. So technically you get Contra 1, 2, and 4 all on one game. It's too bad Contra 3 isn't on there, of course, but come on. How can you not go wrong with this? If you're a Contra fan, you must own this. That's all I got to say about that. Next up, I actually know very little about this game, and I got it because it is an upcoming Cartridge Club Game of the Month. It will be January's game, and it's one of those games that it was released on multiple systems, so the quality can vary from system to system, and I have no idea if this is going to be good or not. P1, Player 1, raves about it, at least the Wii version, and I am now going to show it. That is Mini Ninjas. And I got the Nintendo DS version, obviously. So Mini Ninjas is kind of I guess he described it, P1 kind of described it as a Zelda-esque type game. And I tested it out just to make sure it works. And yeah, it does kind of have a Zelda vibe. I didn't play enough to really get a sense of if I like it or not, or if it's any good, really. But I'm looking forward to jumping into that. So have you guys played it? Let me know. What did you think? Mini Ninjas, I don't know. Two more. And actually, these two games are awesome. Can't recommend them enough. First of which is a Zelda game that I had put off for a long time because, as I said, the DS can feel a little gimmicky at times. And I knew this one was a stylus-heavy game, so I put off playing it for a long time. And I totally shouldn't have. I shouldn't have, because it's amazing. What is it? It's Zelda the Phantom Hourglass. I kind of fell in love with this game. I've beaten it already, and I look forward to going back and finding all the secrets and collecting all the scrolls and what have you, and treasures, and there's so much to love about this game. And the stylus stuff, if you're worried about that, don't worry about it. It works perfectly. Well, almost perfectly. If I had one gripe, the sword slashing isn't great, but everything else is perfect. And the way that they incorporate all the different functions of the DS, like the microphone, or even the clamshell design of the DS. There's a certain point where you have to close it to unlock a secret. How crazy is that? Spoiler alert. But yeah, really fun game. Looking forward to finding and playing Spirit Tracks now. And yeah, if you find it, pick it up. Zelda the Phantom Hourglass. Last one, last game. This would be, I have one more thing after the game, but this would be the creme de la creme of the games. It's actually a really hard to find game, apparently. I don't know. This is the first time I've ever seen it, so I picked it up right away. But it's not a very expensive game. You can get it between $30 and $40 right now, American. And you should, if you find it, because I'm having a blast with it. What is it? Retro Game Challenge. How do I describe this game? The best way I can put it, I guess, is it's similar to Ultimate NES Remix, if you've ever played that, where you play kind of a bunch of little mini challenges taken from a larger game. The difference is, once you beat all the challenges, you actually unlock the full version of the game. And it's all like clone type games. It's loving homages to games of days past. For instance, there's a Galaga type clone called Cosmic Gate, I believe. So after you beat all the 4 challenges for Cosmic Gate, you actually unlock the full version of Cosmic Gate, which is kind of cool. And the whole premise of the game is you're playing against this you're being challenged by this kid who grew up in the 80s, who's like now like he's trapped you inside this 80s world where you need to play these games. Kind of confusing, but really fun. And you can unlock these little like Nintendo Power magazines. Not Nintendo Power, but like a Nintendo Power-esque magazine that you can read through the articles and like get tips and codes and all sorts of cool stuff. It's just if you love retro games, if you love that era of games with Nintendo Power and Nintendo, you're gonna love this game because it's a love letter to all of that whole time, that whole era. So I cannot recommend this enough. All these DS games, I'm loving it. This was such a fun, and I've been playing all these games. So yeah, Retro Game Challenge, pick it up if you get a chance. Now, the creme de la creme. And unfortunately, I'm a little late to the party with recommending this because there's been a million videos already. Everybody has done a video on this, it seems. And my review is not going to be any different, and that is the Ultimate Nintendo Guide to the NES Library, 1985 to 1995 by Pat Contri, or as you might know him, Pat the NES Punk. This book is the real deal. They are not joking. First of all, look at how big it is compared to my head. And it is heavy. It is thick. You see that? That is thickness right there. And this thing is no joke. I mean, you got everything in here. You got reviews for every Nintendo game ever released. You got variations. You got what else? Oh, there's so much in this book. It just keeps going and going and going. If I had one minor gripe, it would be that all the reviews kind of use this basic white background. And I'm not saying you got to go crazy with anything, but something like a light blue, maybe a muted yellow tone, something kind to the eyes. Basic white just is a little boring and bland, but that's it. And that's a minor nitpick, honestly, because this book is awesome and it should be in everyone's collection. And I know he's doing a second print run soon that actually fixes some errors that were in this book. So if you get a chance, pick it up. It retails for about $60, totally worth it. Plus, I was a Kickstarter backer, so my name's in here at the end somewhere. I'm not going to show you, just believe me. And that's all I got to say about that. Yay! Go Ultimate Nintendo book. Alrighty, that's all I got for you this time. The next pickup video is going to be fun because it's all stuff that people have sent me. So that'll be coming around the corner soon. Look for that. And until next time, boyfriend out. Thanks for watching, guys.